Surprise, there are now 24 days till Halloween. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be reviewing The Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack Skellington, Halloween Town's beloved Pumpkin King, suddenly becomes bored with his daily routine and his life at Halloween Town when he suddenly stumbles upon Christmas Town and instantly plots to bring Christmas under his control by kidnapping Santa Claus and taking over the role. So last night I saw this movie, and I actually haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. I remember the last time I saw it, I was 8 years old, and I remember they always used to give it on ABC Family back when it was ABC Family. I miss those days. No offense to Freeform. And I remember, I'm ashamed of saying this, completely just not liking this movie. And as a kid, I avoided Tim Burton movies, and I know Tim Burton didn't direct this, but I still somehow consider it one of his movies since he worked on it. This is the same director as Coraline, which is again a movie I avoided when I was little, but I watched it recently as well, and I thought that it was excellent. But this movie, I remember just being really scared of it, and I always watched this during Christmas time because this could work as a Halloween or a Christmas movie. I personally think it's kind of more of a Halloween movie, but still, it's a movie that you can watch honestly in both seasons, which I think is great. And I remember just being scared the whole time that Jack Skellington would come instead of Santa Claus. I don't know what came over me, but yeah, I'm so happy I revisited it, and I absolutely loved it. The thing that I love the most about this movie is just how sophisticated it is, and it doesn't talk down to children or make them feel dumb. I love children's animated movies. Animated movies, one of my favorite genres, because I just really love that childhood innocence that movies like this have. Movies that just make me happy, even if they are a bit darker. They're still kids movies, and they always make me smile. However, I feel like some children's movies in today's day and age, such as Trolls, and I could name a bunch of other ones, rely on just stuff that they think kids are gonna like, and yeah, it's amusing in the moment. It's kind of making them feel dumber in my opinion. Like, I just randomly think of Trolls, and again, they're completely different movies, but it's just a movie that it doesn't try hard to get a clear message through kids. It makes it very simple for them, and it just doesn't end up working as well for me. And seeing a movie like this, even though this came out in the 90s, is so refreshing because this is a family kids movie, and me, an 18-year-old, and I know a bunch of other adults, can fully watch this movie and completely be invested in the message, and a movie that as you grow older you can understand better. Because when I first saw this, other than me just not being invested in it, a bunch of the messages flew by, and I don't know if it's me now just like over analyzing it, but there's so many layers that this movie has, and I think that that's just beautiful because a child could understand it, but then when that child grows older and watches the movie, they can reflect on it and understand it even more. Whereas with all of these other movies that these big studios have, I feel like a child watches that 5 years later and they're like, what? So I just really love that about this movie because it's sophisticated and it doesn't talk down to their audience, and the message is just great, and also the characters are amazing. I think Jack Skellington is an amazing character, and you could say that he's even suffering with depression. He feels lost in the only world that he knows, and I think that that's such a great character to have in a movie, and he's so praised by his followers, and you could even kind of make an argument saying that his followers don't really care, are blinded by his well-being because he's such a icon in this world. They don't even notice that he's not doing well. Like the mayor, there's a scene where Jack Skellington says, oh, can we have Christmas? And he doesn't even think about it. He just says, yeah, let's have Christmas. And it just kind of shows that he has all these supporters, but are they really supporters? Because they don't really see deep down what's wrong with him, and the only person that really sees that is Sally. Also, Sally's character is so beautiful, and she is so soft, and despite everything she's going through, I think she handled everything really well. And she's honestly the only character in the movie that has some sense to everything, even though despite her life being so bad. And I especially like that she doesn't try to kill her master. She just kind of slowly puts him to sleep, and I really like the scene where she puts a blanket over him because, yeah, she just wants to get out, but she doesn't want to hurt anybody, and I think she's such a cute character, and I absolutely loved her. Also, her relationship with Jack is beautiful, and I also think it's very cool how they wrote these characters because Jack hates his life and he feels bored with everything he has. That he's kind of unaware of actually what he does have, which which is Sally, that's right there, and I just love them. I absolutely love them. I cannot make this review without really talking about the stop motion. This is beautiful animation. I can make an entire video just talking about how beautiful it is because they pay attention to details, from Jack Skellington getting a little cone out of the snow, and I don't know, this probably wasn't on purpose, but I thought it was kind of funny that it was like a little cone shape, because the first thing I thought of was a candy corn, and I thought that was kind of cute, like Halloween, Christmas. It probably wasn't intended to be that way, or maybe it was, I don't know, but that's just what I thought of. I loved that so much, how they were able to pay attention to the characters, the location, making these pieces just come to life, and I thought that that was beautiful. I also really liked how you could see some of the clay even. Like, you could kind of tell when they molded things in certain ways, which I also think added a sense of beauty to it because it kind of made it more raw and realistic, even though this is clearly something that's not realistic. I was a really big fan of that. The directing and the camera work is also really great. There's a bunch of angles, like trying to make something look scarier where it's a low angle. Oh, this movie is so good, and it's such a well-made film. This is a little side note, but when I was little, I used to make stop motions, and I had American Girl dolls. Well, I still do have American Girl dolls, and I used to love making movies with them. I never really had friends that were interested in making movies with me, and I was honestly embarrassed to ask anybody to act in my movies, like the little plots that I had. But I remember getting my dolls and I would sit them, and I remember spending probably 3 hours of my day making this little stop motion, and then coming up with like 1 minute of footage and being so stressed and editing it and then having to reshoot it. And I'm not trying to compare at all what I do to the work of this movie, but I'm just saying, like, I understand making a stop motion in a way, and I think that also adds a sense to me of like, wow, this movie is just genius because of what they were able to do, because this is so hard and they were able to do 1 hour and 18 minutes of this. That's just incredible. What they were able to do is so amazing, and there's a video of them making this and how they had to mold the faces, and it's just, I could go on and on about how beautiful the animation of this movie is, because it certainly is. And there are so many beautiful, aesthetically pleasing shots, like the one with the moon behind the little curvy thing. That's beautiful. And I think it's a really cool parallel when, you know, we first see that when it's Jack alone, and then at the end we see it again with Sally. It's just, this movie is such a smart one, and again, it's like, I wish they made more kid family movies like this, because I think they're very needed in the world, and this one is a very special one. The music is also amazing. I really like the songs, and I completely forgot this was a musical. When I was little, I don't know why my memory is not so well, and I forgot it was a musical. I had only remembered the This Is Halloween song that's like pretty popular, and today I found myself just listening to the whole soundtrack because it's beautiful and the songs are catchy, especially when Jack goes to Christmas Town and he's like, "What's this? What's this?" Amazing. I really like the music of this movie. If I had to nitpick this movie, it's literally a small nitpick. I'm not gonna take away that much from the film. I'm gonna be honest. I was not a fan of like the 3 little kids. I don't know, I just didn't care for them. I mean, they didn't hurt the movie that much. They weren't in it that much. But still, I just thought they were kind of a little bit annoying, and that's just me. But that's like the only thing I think that I don't like. I also really like when Jack does go to Christmas, and oh my god, it's so fun, like seeing the little kids' reactions to like Jack giving him like all these like terrible toys. It's just a great movie. I absolutely love this one, and I'm going to give this movie an A. I love this movie so much, and it's a very special one, and I'm really happy that I got to rewatch it and love it way more than I did when I was a child. Honestly, when I was little, I don't remember that much about this movie. So to be fair, I needed a rewatch, because all I remembered from when I was a kid was Jack stole Santa Claus, just made kids scared on Christmas. That's literally what I remembered from when I was a kid. Have you guys seen Nightmare Before Christmas? I would love to know what you guys think. This is a very popular movie that a lot of people love, so I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'm very excited to do more of these Halloween movie reviews. This isn't really a horror movie, but I mean, it has the Halloween vibes, so I decided to put it in this series, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!